Hey, this is Jeff Wimmer from StudioCycles and StudioCycles.com. It is Halloween, October 31st, 2012. And in this video, I just want to talk about why we are considered the #1 indoor cycling company at least in the United States, if not the free world. I have been doing indoor cycles for 20 years, since the beginning. I was selling Johnny G parts, and he was building bikes in his garage before he ever got his deal with Schwinn. I had been in the bicycle industry for 15 years or more as a professional level mechanic. Raced bicycles professionally in my teens and into my early 20s. And I transitioned from the bicycle industry to the indoor cycling arena. And 20 years ago, it has really not changed much from today, in that there's a belief that you can take a new bike out of a box, bolt it together like a piece of furniture from IKEA, and it'll work fine. And truth of the matter is that in most cases, you can pull a bike out of a box and bolt it together and it will work okay. But in over 15 years of doing these bikes, I have yet to see a bike come out of a box perfect. In fact, in many cases, we find issues with bikes. Doesn't matter if it's Schwinn, Star Trek, Kaiser, Le Monde. We had free motion for a few months, but those bikes proved to be, I just think, they brought those bikes to market. This is just my opinion. I just think they brought those bikes to market a little early. And I don't subscribe to their claims about having the first bike with direct power measurement. Now they have, a belt-driven bike that feels like a chain, yada, yada, yada. So, this is our warehouse in Hawthorne, California. When we build new bikes, or when you buy a new bike from us, we pull it out of the box, we do a partial disassembly, and we go entirely through the bike. Then the bike is fully assembled, and then I ride and tune each bike without exception. And once it's passed my tests, then we do a partial disassembly, we overpackage and double box it, and we ship it off to you with a lifetime warranty as a consumer. If you're a club and you buy bikes from us, excuse me, bless me, we will take them out of the box. We'll do the same thing whether it's a commercial deal or one bike for your home. If you are a commercial facility and you can avail yourself to Southern California, we have the ultimate product testing area with Schwinn, Star Trek, Kaiser, Le Monde, and yes, we even have the free motion bikes. Even though we pulled them out of all of our stores and sent them all back, we still have their bikes. And this is a place you can come and ride all the bikes side by side, hear all the differences, and compare one brand to another. In terms of used bikes, because people are on a tight budget and they're shopping online for used bikes, you have to be careful of used bikes. There are 1,000 places in the United States and in the world to buy used bikes, and most of those places are used fitness equipment companies. Now, the way it works is when a club gets new bikes, all these different companies want to buy those used bikes. And the truth of the matter is the better the used bike looks, the less used fitness equipment companies will do to the bikes, if anything at all. Now, these bikes, these are used Star Trek Spinner NXTs, and these are bikes that used fitness equipment companies would salivate over, because used fitness equipment companies, not only are they notorious for selling new bikes, and if you buy a new bike online from anybody but us, what they will do is they will process your credit card, they will grab a box from the shelf and throw it on a truck, and that's the extent of their involvement when you buy your bike from them. If you buy a used bike, watch out for terms like, the bike's been cleaned and serviced, or it's been inspected. Talk about a load of crap. when we get used bikes, no matter what the condition, if they're 3 months old or 5 years old, we tear those bikes completely apart. Here's a group of bikes here that just came back from the painters. These are Star Trek Spinner NXTs, and you can see these bikes look, I mean, the frames look brand new. And here's a group of those bikes here that are built and they're ready to go. These bikes look brand new. One of the things we do with our NXTs is we'll do a wrinkle coat texture on the bases and on the crank arms. And what that does is it's an extra durable coating because the bases and cranks take a beating from people stretching in their calves and shoes rubbing paint off crank arms. So if you look at our refurbished bikes, I mean, these babies they're like brand new. And a lot of people don't know that there are 3 different generations of NXTs. But specifically on these bikes, you know, we do lifetime warranties on these bikes. And there are companies online, used fitness companies, that they're the biggest in the world and they have their own painting facilities and blah, blah, blah. But the truth of the matter is that even if it's a big used fitness equipment company and they say they take them apart and put them back together again, the guys that typically will bolt those things back together will use conventional wisdom because they don't ride bikes enough to understand the mechanical psychology of the bikes. That's why I personally am the only outside consultant to Schwinn, to Star Trek, to Mad Dog Athletics and Spinning. It's why I teach at the World Spinning Conferences every year. Instructors come from all over the world to the World Spinning Conferences, and I've been the technical instructor for those courses for year after year after year after year after year. I write all the tech manuals. I've taught thousands of classes. I understand these bikes. I understand clubs. I understand the mentality of owners, of instructors, of Group X managers, etc., etc., etc. So if you're buying a used bike, there's no better place than StudioCycles, period, no matter what you are told. Now, in the tough economy, it's hard not to be enticed by lowball pricing, but I can tell you, I've corrected many clubs that have dealt with these giant, biggest in the world type of used fitness equipment companies, and it's like pay now or pay later. They all kind of look the same when they've been repainted and put back together, but when you ride them and your members aren't happy, that's when the fun begins. Whether you're a consumer or a commercial facility, if you buy a bike from my company, you deal with me directly. We don't farm out our calls. We won't blow you off. We'll stand behind our products. And if you buy used bikes from us, you get a brand new bike warranty. And look at this on these NXTs. You got brand new $100 Schwinn Triple Link pedals. So call me directly, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. I'll give you my numbers. Home office is 888-909-BIKE. Cell phone is 818-470-2204. My number here in Hawthorne at our corporate location is 310-973-BIKE. And I got to tell you, I get a lot of calls every day, and I've got over 280 videos on YouTube, and my phone numbers are on every single one of those videos. Why? Because I am accessible. I own the company, I own the stores, this is my place, and I talk to my customers. Go ahead and call any other big fitness equipment company in the world and try to get the owner on the line. Even if you did, I'd be curious to know when the last time they put a tool to a piece of fitness equipment. I'd love to talk to you about a bike or bikes for your club. I'm Jeff Wimmer from StudioCycles. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and best of luck to you on your road to health and fitness.